Karen from Countyfairgrounds USA, countyfairgrounds.net. Welcome to today's podcast.
You're Dana Cain, in charge of the Chocolate Festival coming up in Denver?
That's right.
Okay, Dana, you want to tell me, this festival's new in Denver, isn't it?
No, actually, this festival started in, I think it was 2006. Okay. You're talking about the Colorado Chocolate Festival, correct?
Right. It says new location. That's why I asked that question.
Oh, right. We are at a new location because we've been at the Denver Mart since we started, and the Mart is no more.
Well, I don't live in Denver, so I don't know.
Right.
So,
you don't even know what I'm talking about. It's like, no, the Denver Mart was this fantastic. I had to move 4 different shows that I always held at the Mart. When the Mart closed during the pandemic, they tried to hold on, and then they just couldn't. Not during the second year, so they closed, and everybody was scrambling. All the big shows had to go find new homes.
No, I bet. Okay, so tell me how long the Chocolate Festival's been going on, and did you start it?
Yes, I did.
So tell me a little bit about the history of this. When did it get started, and this idea just popped into your head?
Oh, well, it's an interesting story. So I had been running events here in Denver. I had a toy show, and I had a few, vintage shows, and I think I had my metaphysical fair. And one day I was channel surfing, and I see this name of the show called Chocolate Festivals. It was on Travel Channel. And I'm like, what? And I clicked in, and they were talking about these 2 chocolate festivals, one in San Francisco and one in Canada. And I was just like immediately seized with the epiphany that I had to do this and I had to bring it to Denver. So I just immediately leapt up from the TV, started doing all my research. What would the date be? What would the blah, blah, blah be? Could I get enough vendors? What would happen? Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, and that's how it started. And I think the first one was 2006. I should know that, but I think it was 2006. Yeah, I think it was 2006. So, and the first one was a massive, huge hit. And then over the years, I gradually kind of perfected the whole taste ticket model. So at our chocolate festivals, you pay a small fee for admission, and there's tons to do. There's tons of shopping, but we also have really fun contests and guests and, all sorts of really fun things to do, a whole stage full of entertainment the whole time. But then the main thing is the sampling. There's thousands of chocolates to sample and buy, thousands. And so all these chocolate vendors from all over the country are coming in, and they sample and they sell. So the taste tickets allow us to give the vendors at the end of the show. Okay, the taste tickets are a really important part of our show because that's what keeps our vendors coming back. When people attend, they can buy taste tickets, 12 for $10, a dozen for $10, so they're about 83 cents a sample, right? And then they hand a taste ticket over for a sample to the vendors, and then they can, they can have as many samples as they want. Most people go for the, 24 taste tickets for the whole show. And then they can decide what they want to buy. But the beauty part is that at the end of the show, the vendors bring their taste tickets up to us, and we have a ticket scale, so they don't have to count them because there are bajillions of them. We pay them like 50 cents per taste ticket they turn in. So the vendors love it because they get into profit mode, just from sampling, not even counting the selling. And they keep coming back, and it lets them give people, unlimited, big, good samples. So That's a really important part of the show, and people just love it. It took me years to get that formula just right, you know, because we tried it every which way, you know, free samples and the whole bit. So,
yeah. So you're telling me that people shouldn't come to the show on a diet, right?
well, the odd thing is that some chocolate, you know, is actually really healthy. In fact, one of our vendors, the chocolate therapist, you know, she's drop dead gorgeous, eats chocolate every day of her life, owns a chocolate shop. It just depends on what kind of chocolate you eat. It's like the dark chocolate is, you know, it's just got all these antioxidants and all this really healthy, good stuff. It's the, you know, if you get into like the milk chocolate with tons of sugar dumped into it, that's a different animal. But the neat thing about our festival is we have the healthy chocolate, the not so healthy chocolate, you know, dark chocolate, milk chocolate, white chocolate. We have toffee. We have, you know, I have a special map showing who does sugar-free, who does gluten-free, who does vegan samples. So people can come in with any kind of, you know, dietary restrictions and still leave full.
Okay, so by the way, you're talking to somebody who eats chocolate every day, dark chocolate. Thank you. I'm sort of addicted. Anyway, so you have all these vendor booths. What else goes on at this show?
Okay, so this one is also, we're always the Friday and Saturday of Mother's Day weekend. Okay. So we have a lot of Mother's Day gift booths mixed in. So you can get your mom, you know, like a box of chocolates and a beautiful necklace or, you know, a new handbag or whatever. So we have a lot of Mother's Day gifts. And we also have like some of our activities. Well, I should pull up our so Friday night, so we're Friday night and all day Saturday. Friday night is a little more for the grown-ups. That's when we have our Chocolatina the Pie Queen. Here in Denver, we are fortunate enough to have this award-winning pastry chef from New York who came to Denver, became a drag queen, and does these fantastic singing musical chocolate demos in drag as Chocolatina, and he's become famous as the Pie Queen because he makes pies and will deliver them to your house in drag and sing a song at your door. I know, only in Denver. We're so lucky to have this person, Martin Howard. Chocolatina the Pie Queen. So Chocolatina is going to be there Friday night. And then on Saturday, it's really all about the moms and the families. And we start off the day with a chocolate cereal taste test with Andrew Novick, who's one of our local crazy chef celebrities. So he's going to be having out all these chocolate cereals, and you get to taste them, and everybody's going to vote on which one is best while they watch Saturday morning cartoons and old cereal commercials. Then at 11 o'clock, we have a giant Mother's Day cake, and we cut the cake, and all the moms in the whole show can have a free piece of cake. Other people can get one for a taste ticket, right? And then we have a thing called the Mom Game, which is kind of like the Newlywed Game, except it's for kids and moms to see how well you know your mom. And it can get really, really funny with, you know, asking the kids things like, you know, how did your parents meet, or how old do you think your mom is? And it's just really fun. So we have a lot of fun. And then we do things like name that chocolate contest where people are blindfolded and have to figure out what chocolate they're eating. You know, like, is this a Twix or a Reese cup? Or those are easy, but you know, they're not all easy. And then we have the chocolate pudding eating contest is always hugely popular. Of course, the catch is no hands. They just have to, you know, dive their face into the plate of chocolate and see who can who can get the plate the cleanest in 30 seconds. That's always fun, and we have multiple rounds. And in a lot of these silly contests, we give out for prizes. We give out golden tickets, and the golden tickets are good for $10 at any booth. So they can go spend that at any booth, and then the vendors turn it into us for money at the end. So, but I mean, that's just, on a more serious note, we do the Chocolatier Championships at this show. And we have categories for truffles, best fudge, best toffee, best chocolate design. We have a whole bunch of different categories, and the chocolatiers that are there can enter. And then we actually started doing this years ago, and it worked really well. We let the public buy judging tickets, and we only sell 12. So there's like 12 of them, like in a jury box, right? They're judging the chocolates. And they pick the winners, and they just do a really good job. We give them judging sheets with all the, the criterias and stuff. And, of course, we have to make them promise they're not, like one of the contestants' cousins or something. But that's really fun. And the Chocolatier Championships are really nice, and we give out really nice framed certificates and stuff. And in that, we have the truffle trifecta, where you can win the best traditional truffle, the best non-traditional truffle, and the grand champion truffle. So that's the truffle trifecta.
Okay. Hey, Dana, I have to ask you, do you eat chocolates?
Yeah, I do. And I always gain a bunch of, over the pandemic, I lost all this weight, partly because I wasn't doing chocolate festivals, because at the end, the vendors always give me a bunch of chocolate to thank me, So it's like, thank you, but okay, here comes 5 pounds.
So you must have a nice gym membership, right?
Oh, well, I did it once upon a time, but now I just get my steps in on my Fitbit, walking around my house. That's good enough for me.
Okay, this is a 2-day festival. What do you do in the second day? Repeat the stuff that you did from the first day?
No, it's like I said, the first day, Friday, is Friday evening. It's like 4 to 9, and that's when we have more of our date night or girls' night out, with chocolatina and stuff like that. And then on Saturday, it's the big family day. That Saturday is the day we're open, 10 to 5. And that's really our big day. So that's when we have all the family activities. That's when we also bring in Creation Station, where the kids can make Mother's Day gifts and Mother's Day cards and stuff like that for free. And so they're kind of different personalities, the 2 days. The other thing is we try to make sure everybody brings enough samples, but people have been known to sell out at this show. They sell out, they run out, because we get so many people. So I try to warn them, hey, make sure you have enough. But that's another good reason why it's great to show up Friday night, because everything is available and plentiful.
So, how many chocolate vendors do you got, do you think?
At this point in time, I think for pure chocolate, you're asking the tough questions. I think we've got about 40.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think at this point we've got about 80 signed up, and I think about half of those are pure chocolate, and then the other half are things like, because trust me, you want this. We have like a really great cheese booth, and some other kinds of, like a booth selling jam and a booth selling honey. So there's other kind of sweets and cookies and the Mother's Day gifts. So, Because
Okay.
believe me, man, you do get chocolated out. You get chocolated out. I've been to these things where you think, I'm just going to go eat chocolate. And then when you come to that cheese booth, you're like, oh, thank God. Some protein, something savory.
Yeah, you could still put chocolate in cheesecake, dear.
Right. But then after a little cheese on a cracker, you're ready for more chocolate,
Okay, all right. Well, I would imagine that the kids have a really good time at this and they really like it. You must get a lot of kids, right?
Well, we do. Mostly what we get is women. What we get is women. These run about 75% women.
Okay.
And sometimes they bring their kids and sometimes they bring their girlfriends,
Okay. All right. What's the parking situation like?
So the parking situation at this place, I talked them down to it's $2 an hour with a maximum of $6 maximum to park.
Okay.
At the new venue. And the new venue is gorgeous, and it's in a really nice area, and it's easy access. You're not from here, so I'll just say it's easy access from like 3 different major highways. It's very close to Denver International Airport. So I have talked to a lot of people who are flying in from out of state for it.
So there's not too many chocolate festivals in the United States, are there?
Well, like I said, when I started, there was just like one major one, maybe 2, but I could see that it was going to catch on. So there are more now, but I think some have come and gone. Usually when you find them, they're much smaller. They're like a fundraising kind of situation. There aren't really big ones like mine, not to brag, but it has won a bunch of awards. If you go to the website, you can kind of see where it's been kind of named as like one of the top food festivals.
So I will get this up and we'll get it posted and you'll get a lot of attention from it. And
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. I sure appreciate it.
Thank you, Dana. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.